Hello everybody and welcome back to my modded survival let's play. And today, since it's the start of a new year, we're just going to do a little freeform. And I want to show you a couple improvements that I've been working on. And first, what we're going to do is, I'll show you what I've done in the industrial factory over here. Not really a lot, but I've done a little bit of work in here. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, but I finished the tanks here. And with our generators and stuff, I have some power lines going upstairs. And that's one of the things I want to show you guys, because I didn't know where else to put these crates, so I put them here. But over here, I've got a little bit of a machine system set up here. I've got a pulverizer, and I will show you how to build those. Some pistons, some flint, some copper gears, another redstone reception coil, and a basic machine frame, which is just a tin gear, some iron, and some glass, so not too huge of an issue. Gears are made like this. Copper ones are just 4 copper surrounding some iron. And, the redstone reception coil, which I showed you before. And everybody should know how to make pistons. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for the pulverizer. And I made a redstone furnace. I'm going to be making some more of these, because there's some other machines that I want to make with those, but I'm not going to go into those in this episode. But here's how to make the redstone furnace. Here's some bricks, which, you just make brick by smelting clay, and copper gears, reception coil, redstone reception coil, and another machine frame, which I showed you how to build that before, and the tin gears, just some tin surrounding some iron. But in the redstone furnace, I did something a little different with that. I made one of these augment trivection chambers. And I will show you how to make that in a second, and I'll explain what it does. Augment trivection chamber. Silver ingots, redstone reception coil, some redstone dust, and some bricks. Not that big of an issue to make them. However, what they do is really cool. It increases your food output, which means it doubles your food output. You've probably seen variations of these machines on other YouTubers' channels. What I made this for is basically to make toast. And I did take out the hunger overhaul mod, because it was just too much of a pain in dealing with the foods. But I am going to replace hunger overhaul with a mod called the Spice of Life, which means you can't eat the same thing infinitely. If I could just make toast and be done with it. But I want to make a little more challenge when it comes to food, where you have to have a variety of foods. Just adds a little bit of challenge. But now I'll explain to you what this machine does. In the pulverizer here, I put wheat. And I'll go grab some wheat to show you the machine. Excuse me, guys. To show you the machine as it works, in working order while it's doing its thing. I'll show you what the machine does. Okay, grab some wheat. Replant it, of course. Okay, I got 4 wheat. Now, whoops, wrong building. Now, I'll explain to you what my machine does, in case you haven't seen it before. If you have, just bear with me. But I thought it was really cool when I saw it in some other YouTube videos, so I wanted to have one. So we didn't have a big issue with food. Okay, now I'm going to take all the toast out of here and empty this chest. And I will show you the pulverizer Put one wheat in, as you can see, one wheat, sends it, pulverizes it down into basically like dust, right? Sends it to the redstone furnace, and since this has the augment, it will make 2 bread. And look at that, from one piece of wheat, we got 4 toast. Because this makes the dust, the pulverizer makes the dust, sends it to the furnace. The furnace cooks it into bread, shoves it in this chest. From here, the servo looks for bread, and if there's bread in the chest, it sucks it out, sends it back into the furnace to turn it into toast. Now watch how much toast we get from 3 pieces. I'll take that out. Look, there's the bread. When that gets cooked, it'll suck it out, send it back into the redstone furnace, and it'll cook all the bread into toast. And it doubles it each time. So from 3 pieces of wheat, we get 12 bread, which now we have toast for days. And there's another section, or another thing that I want to do, is take 2 toast, turn it into toast sandwiches. And this gives you 3.5 bars of hunger. This gives you 4. So it's a little better. And that gives me 17 toast sandwiches. And what I want to try to do in this episode is I want to make something called a auto packager. I believe I have it in this mod pack. Yeah, if I can spell it right. Auto packager. And what I want this to do, I'm going to hook this up to our machine here on this side of the chest, so it'll pull toast out of the chest, send it to the auto packager, and I want it to take the toast and auto package it into toast sandwiches and output it to another chest. I know it all sounds a little complicated, and it is something that we could very easily do by hand. But like I said before, in this series, I want to try to see exactly how much stuff we can automate, or quote-unquote industrialize. So, and as well as we have a lot of materials that we can utilize. And why have all that stuff if it's just going to sit in chests and not be used, right? So we might as well use it for something. That's what I think, anyway. And also, after we're done with that, I want to give you guys a little rundown on some other stuff that I've been doing. And I don't have everything I need. I need cobblestone and wood. Cobblestone. Some wood. There we go. Now we should have everything. Oh, we need to make some of these. I'm just going to make a bunch of them, guys, because we're going to need them for other things. Make some pistons. I think we needed, what, 3? Yep, 3. Make a crafting table. Now we should be able to make the auto packager. There we go. Perfect. And I don't have enough wood on me to make a chest, so I'm going to see. Got some spare jungle wood there that I can turn back into regular planks. And I'm going to use up this. chest, and there we go. Now this should, once I get this set up upstairs, this should work. I've never really played with the auto packager before, which is another reason why I wanted to do it. Is I want to get as proficient with different mods as I can. So, okay, how do you access things? How do you access this? One by one, two by two. I don't understand how to use this. Oh well. I'm going to leave that be for right now, guys. Until I'll play with it between episodes. I thought it would work. I don't know. If you guys know how to use those, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to take any kind of tips and tricks or anything like that. Suggestions for builds even. Excuse me, guys. I'm getting over a cold. I haven't felt well for a couple days. That's why there hasn't been any videos posted in a couple days. And I've done some work here too. I extended our pathway using these stone pathing blocks over to the building that's going to be our secret laboratory. And I made this door to go for our lab with our door maker over there. And this is what I've got so far for the secret lab. I've got to get some more quartz and Tyrian, which is from Chisel, laboratory blocks, which are from Chisel. And I'll show you how to make both of those blocks real quick here. For the laboratory blocks are easy. You just take 8 stone around 1 piece of quartz, and that gives you laboratory blocks, which I've got some on hand. But I'm going to have to go into the nether. We could probably do that in a few minutes here. Go into the nether and get some more quartz. Or try to anyway. And Tyrian, I'm probably going to have to make over here. I don't know the recipe offhand, but there's a lot of different blocks you can make with. Okay, it's just stone around some iron. It's not too big of a headache. And that gives you more that gives you Tyrian 8 pieces. And there are some other blocks from Chisel that I want to show you that are really cool. And there's one that I really like. It has an animated texture to it. You can do just about anything. You can do glass, cobblestone, sandstone. Of course, you can make different kinds of concrete. Iron blocks, gold blocks, diamond blocks. You can even chisel glowstone to have different textures, which is really cool. Lapis lazuli, emerald, nether bricks. I believe you can do nether rack too, yep. You can make mossy cobblestone, which is really handy for Tinker's Construct to give your tools the mossy thing. Dirt, ice, all the different kinds of wood, obsidian, glass, redstone. You can make holy stone, which has some cool textures. Lava stone. This one I did not know about, but it's pretty cool. I think I'll use that later on. Fantasy blocks. Just some stone around a gold nugget. They look pretty cool. You can make different kind of carpets. Make your bookshelves look different. Tyrian, which I just made for you. Let's see. Temple blocks, which is stone around some lapis. Mossy temple blocks. Not entirely sure how to make those. Factory blocks, which you've seen me make before. You can do different kinds of stained glass, different kinds of clay. The laboratory blocks, which I just showed you. Void stone. Not entirely sure how you make that, because it's not really showing me. The one that I really wanted to show you, I can't seem to find. Hang on, guys. Let me look a little bit more here. There's one that's really cool, and I really wanted to show you guys, but for some reason it's not showing up. It had some really cool animated textures. You can do different kinds of marble, limestone, slabs, and stairs. Well, I can't find it right now, guys, but I will look it up. It was like a, almost like a factory block that had some animation to it. It had like fans, moving fans and stuff like that I wanted to utilize for our industrial builds here. And yeah. Oh, I think I might have one other mod installed here that might do. No, I don't have that one. But anyhow, guys, like I said, I'll look up a couple things. I didn't really have a plan for this episode. This episode was kind of last minute because I wanted to get some kind of content out to you. And we're going to hop into the nether real quick for a minute, just to show you what my nether looks like. I haven't been able to find a nether fortress yet, but when I do, maybe we'll go on a little adventure to that and see if we can't find another fortress and see what we can find in the nether fortress. There's some quartz. There's a cow in my nether. Oh well. Some nether quartz here, but I don't want to break that because directly underneath me is nothing. I'm literally hovering over a void. I have this platform that's like way up in the air, and I don't want to mess about and fall to a fiery death at the moment. So yeah, we're just not gonna mess around with that right now. And we'll take, if I can walk around here without catching on fire, we're just gonna hop up a couple levels, see if we can find some quick quartz, maybe get a little bit better of a look around, get rid of a couple pieces of this dirt here so I don't have to worry too much, because the smoldering grass blocks, they catch you on fire when you walk over top of them, and that ain't cool. Yeah, see, I can fall to a fiery death there. There's some glowstone over there. And there's those things over there. I believe those are some kind of like beehive, nether bees, or some craziness like that. And there's some kind of a blizzard type, or whatever. Blaze, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Some kind of a blaze type creature over here. Blazing juggernaut. Interesting. I got diamond armor, so maybe I can try to take him out and get a blaze rod or something. Oh, I got a heart. Awesome. A miniature red heart, so it must be the Grinch's heart. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch The Grinch. It's an awesome movie. Tear some netherrack out here. See if we can find some quartz real quick. I've got a ton of this netherrack now, because look at how fast my pick is just destroying this netherrack. Yeah, it is an Elamite pickaxe, reinforced with an Enderman head, haste, durability, and luck. So this is a pretty darn good pick. And yeah, I'm not finding much quartz. Just pick up some of this netherrack. Like I said, I've got a ton of it back at the base. so I'm not worried too much about netherrack. I want to try to find some quartz, but I'm not going to spend an eternity here. Oh, there's some alamite. That is good. I am going to grab that. I'll get around this fiery crap here. Oh, see, I told you. I'll set you on fire. Where did I see that alamite? Get out of the way, pigman. I don't want to hurt you. I want to get that ardite. Did I say alamite before? Sorry, I meant to say ardite. But I'm going to grab that because eventually here I want to upgrade my pick again. I want to put a... Oh, I got some more luck on my pick. That is awesome. Luck helps you with stuff like diamonds and whatnot, right? So, but yeah, I want to update, or I want to upgrade my pick again with an ardite pick head. So then I can get cobalt, which is only found here in the nether. Alright, we're not finding any quartz, guys, so I'm going to call this little, I don't really want to say an adventure, let's just say a jaunt. A little tiny jaunt into the nether here. And I'm walking over this ash block stuff, which slows you down almost like soul sand. And of course, it had to fall. And there's no more there. I believe I have to go down. Where's my portal? There it is. Ooh, that would have been bad if I'd have dropped there. Holy cow, look at all those pigmen. I'm going to get out of here before I accidentally smack one, because that would mean my death. Yeah, I'm just not prepared to handle that many pigmen. Ash blocks, when you break them, gives you a pile of ashes, which they burn a little bit longer than wood in a furnace. So in a pinch, you can grab a bunch of this stuff in the nether. And I'm not grabbing it for any particular reason. I'm just trying to make a quick path back to my portal. And mushrooms, I've got a bunch of those, so I'm not too worried. And there's all kinds of noises, and there's a ghast, and all that stuff. So I'm going to get out of here before we just get obliterated. And yay, there's our cow back in the overworld again. And as you can see, I've got some more trees to make juices out of growing here. And chestnuts. You can put chestnuts in a furnace, you know, and I believe it gives you like roasted chestnuts. And they're pretty decent food. I'll show you that real quick. For some reason I picked up a mushroom. I'm just going to toss that for right now. And I'm just going to throw all this netherrack. I throw some of it, throw a bunch of it into my bag there. And I'll sort this all out between episodes. And I have some, but I want to talk some more about the secret lab here that we're going to be building. I'm sorry, guys. I have some really great ideas for the secret lab. It's going to be multi-floors. There's going to be more. This structure here is just 3 floors with a ground level going upwards. I think I'm going to go in the opposite direction with the secret lab. I mean, I know I have to build it up to connect the catwalks. You know, the catwalk between the 2 buildings. I'm going to do that. But for the secret lab, I think I'm going to go in the opposite direction once I do that. I'm going to go down underground for that because I've got some really great ideas. And I'm going to look for a mod that will add elevators because I think elevators are just cooler than stairs or ladders or whatever. And yeah, I haven't been able to find a good elevator mod yet. So if you guys know of one, you know, let me know in the comments. Say, hey, check out such and such mod. Or if there's any other mods that you want to see me add into this mod pack, let me know. I'm always open to check out new mods because I like playing modded Minecraft. I like playing vanilla Minecraft too, as long as it's like 1.8. 1.8 vanilla is pretty cool because it gives you a few extra options. And speaking of that, I just started playing on Rendog's server, which is awesome. I mean, it's an awesome server. If you guys don't follow Rendog, check him out. His channel is awesome. I think you'd really get into it. And he does have a fan server. Yeah, you have to link your account, but I mean, it's worth it. Definitely worth it. But to get back on topic of the secret lab, there's going to be a lot of different cool things I'm going to add in this secret lab. One thing is there's going to be a floor where it's going to be like an experiment floor. I'm going to build it up to look like I'm performing different scientific experiments on different, mobs. I'm going to capture some mobs, probably using Safari nets, and put them in something similar to like holding tanks or cryo tanks or whatever you want to call them. And I want to put, different machines that look like computer panels and stuff next to them, and do some really cool stuff. And probably just put some like piping or tubing under the floor, maybe like under glass panels or something. But it's gonna, my ideas for it is to make it look like really super high tech, almost like a secret mad scientist lab type thing for one floor of it. And I have some pretty good ideas. Or if you guys have some ideas of what you want to see inside the the laboratory, let me know. But some of the other ideas I have for it, in one floor, I'm going to do like an agricultural area and have some machines that will replant and harvest the different crops for me. I'm thinking about doing like potatoes, carrots, probably like melons and pumpkins, some of the more vanilla foods, and probably a few of the Pam's Harvest Craft foods that will be easy to turn into more complex foods, like probably like eggplant or asparagus, because eggplant and asparagus, you can just plant those, harvest them, and throw them into a furnace. Like eggplant, you throw it into a furnace and get grilled eggplant. And it's just a simple food to add a little variety. Because like I said, I'm going to add that Spice of Life mod. And I want to have at least 6 to 8 different types of foods being produced. At the moment, I've got toast being produced pretty much semi-automatically, very easily, and in great supply. Because like you just saw, I just turned 3 pieces of wheat into, well, what was it, like 12 pieces of toast. And toast gives you 3.5 hunger bars, and toast sandwiches give you 4. And a whole bunch of saturation. It pretty much fills your hunger bar with saturation. So a piece of, one toast sandwich can last you forever. And of course, I'm going to have some fruits growing here to make different juices. And the chestnuts, which I threw in the furnace here, gives you roasted chestnuts. They give you 2 hunger bars and 2.5 saturation. Not really a whole huge lot, but in pretty decent supply. And I'm going to add a couple more of the chestnut saplings around here. Probably another, this here is mangoes and plums. And I believe you can turn both of these into juice. simply by using a juicer. And yeah, one of the other floors of the laboratory, like I said, there's going to be a lot of agricultural stuff in the lab, at least on maybe like the top 2 to 3 floors. One of the floors I'm going to turn into, let's see, the floor area, as soon as you walk in the door, the ground level, that's going to be like a quote-unquote reception area. I'm going to put a reception desk in, some couches, a couple bookshelves, a couple end tables, things like that, like you'd see in like a doctor's waiting room type thing. And in one of the corners here, I'm going to add in, once I get the elevator mod, I'm going to add in like a little door that leads to an elevator that goes up and down. Maybe 2 elevators, one going up, one going down. Or maybe I'll put in like a secret hatch to get to the secret underground layers or whatever. But yeah, I've got a lot of good ideas. I think good ideas anyhow for the secret lab. So, and like I said, guys, let me know what you want to see me build, or other machines to get into and whatnot. And also plans for the near future. I don't know if the next episode or a couple episodes away, the slime island up here in the sky. Remember how back in like the first episode I said we were going to go and check that out? Yeah. In the near future, I'm going to go and check that out because I want to get, in Tinker's Construct, they add a lot of different things to do with slime. Like you can get slime modifier for your weapons and tools and stuff like that. And they also add something that's really cool. It's called a slimy sapling that grows into like a slimy tree. I don't know exactly what it's called. Slimy tree, whatever. But when you harvest it, it gives you slime balls, which is cool. And we're going to go and check that out. And I don't have a mod in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to add it or not yet. It's called simply jetpacks that allows you to build jetpacks to fly places. I might, but it's one of those things I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that or not yet. But if you want to see me build a jetpack, let me know. If not, I do have another cool mod in here that allows for flight. It's Archimedes ships. That allows you to build the Final Fantasy like I don't want to say spaceships because they're not spaceships. What are they called? Airships? Yeah, airships. That allows you to build airships or boats that you can float on water. And I have plans in the future for this series to build like a Pirate Bay type area, almost like a Pirates of the Caribbean type area where there's going to be like docks and ships and shipwrecks and things like that to add a little ambiance to the area. And as you can see, our automatic tree farm here is churning out a lot of wood and saplings and all kinds of stuff like that. And it seems to be overgrown and doesn't seem to be going very fast. I'm going to check our power here. Our power seems to be going good there. And I added some hatches here to get down into things. I want to see what our power is doing out here. Our power there seems to be going good, but we don't really have much in the way of speed. Our energy is good here. We're full of sludge. Apparently our tank is full of sludge there. I'm going to build some bigger tanks to store more of this sludge, because you can get sludge boilers and stuff like that for different machines. And also here, so our chest doesn't overflow, I added some transfer nodes and stuff like this. Some storage barrels to store things. We've got 16 apples. That could be good because that could be another food source that we could use for variety later on. We've got some rubber which we can turn into plastic. And off over here, right in this area here, I'm going to build a little tiny building or possibly even add pipes to pipe the rubber out into redstone furnaces to smelt it down into rubber bars and then back into raw plastic. Because for our Mine Factory Reloaded machines, we're going to need a lot of plastic. And I added a door and put some different glass here, so it made it easier to access our tree farm. And of course, eventually here I'm going to build a place, possibly something similar to like an apartment building. And I have an idea for that too, which I'm thinking about building that right over there where those sheep are, kind of jutting out of the side. I'm going to cut into that mountain a little bit and build like an apartment type building there so we can have our own bedroom. And I've also started doing some stuff with Galacticraft, because eventually we're going to want to go to the moon and Mars and things like that. I built the circuit fabricator because we're going to do the refinery, and in order to do the refinery we're going to need the circuit fabricator. Circuit fabricator isn't too much of a big deal. Some aluminum, some levers, some buttons, a furnace, redstone torch, and some aluminum wire, which is just aluminum surrounded by wool. But I'll show you what I want to do for the refinery for the oil, because you need oil to turn into rocket fuel and stuff like that. Refinery will take an input of oil and energy and output fuel used for rockets and vehicles. Okay, for the refinery we need copper canisters, which is simple, just copper in the shape of making like a barrel, some stone, a furnace, and some compressed steel. For that we need a compressor to make the steel. But to make steel, let me see, molten steel. It's not really giving me a recipe. I'm going to have to look in how to make steel. It's probably in one of the Tinker's Construct books. But anyhow, we need to make compressed steel. And for that, we need a compressor. Okay, oxygen compressors and decompressors. We're not going to need to get into that until we get ready to go into space. But compressor, okay, takes an anvil of any kind, aluminum, copper, and a basic wafer. Basic wafer, you need a circuit fabricator to make a diamond, or to use a diamond, silicone, redstone torch to make the basic wafers, which is why I built the circuit fabricator. And over time I'm going to make the compressor and the other machines and get into making steel and all that. But for right now, that's in the distant future. The plans for going into space is in the distant future. I'm not too worried about doing that right now, because in order to do that we're going to need a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff. We're going to need like a NASA workbench in order to even make the stuff, right? NASA workbench, compressed steel, advanced white wafers, and yeah, redstone repeaters, and then you need, yeah, if I can spell it right, rocket. And I don't want to start off with the tier 1 rockets. Those are just, yeah. And I think what we'll do is we'll do a tier 2 rocket. And yeah, this is what we're going to need for the rockets. We're going to need nose cone, heavy duty plates, tier 1 boosters, rocket fins. Yeah, we're just going to need an immense amount of stuff. And, you know, in the compressors, we're going to need heavy duty plates. And yeah, it takes all this compressed bronze, aluminum, steel. So for right now, we're not even going to worry about doing that. And you need fuel, and you need all kinds of other stuff like fuel loaders, which is more compressed steel, aluminum wafers, tin canisters. And then you need like launch pads, which is compressed iron and blocks of iron, and just all kinds of insane stuff. But we will get there. We will go to space. That is the main goal for this series. We're going to go to space, go to the moon, go to Mars, and I think that we can actually go to some other planets too with Galacticraft now. And then once we do that, we can set up like space stations and moon bases and bases on Mars. And there's just so much else even to go into space too. Because you need oxygen tanks, right? You need oxygen masks. And none of this stuff really is too hardcore to make. But there's just so much of it. There's just so much of it to make that at the moment it's a little intimidating to think about, to even ponder starting to go into space. But until we do that, we're going to need to do a lot more stuff. I've already got some silicone, so I can get started in some of it. But yeah, at the moment, it's one of those things. I want to get a couple of these builds done first. We've pretty much got this building done, other than adding some more storage and Java barrels and stuff like that. And we started our secret lab. I want to at least get this building completely 100% finished and get our secret lab at least well underway before we even start thinking about going into space. But guys, I think that's about it for this episode. So, and this is New Year's Day that I'm recording this. So I hope you guys had an awesome New Year's Eve, and welcome to 2016, guys. I hope this is a good year for all of you, and I will catch you on the flip side.